Yakwe, Talofa, Bulaminaka, Aloha, Hafadei, and Malolele. Thank you for taking time to join us today to learn about biospecimens. Hopefully, after today's lesson, you will gain some knowledge about a topic that's important to our community. You'll find out about what a biospecimen is, what they are used for, what happens when samples are collected, and how Pacific Islander biospecimen samples can be beneficial to the community. But before we begin, here are some statistics that might surprise you. Did you know that Pacific Islanders are at greater risk of getting heart disease, cancer, and diabetes compared to other groups in California? For Native Hawaiians and Pacific Islanders, heart disease is the leading cause of death, and cancer is the fastest growing cause of death. We wish we knew why Pacific Islanders suffer more from heart disease, cancer, and diabetes compared to other groups. It could be several things. What we eat is a big indicator of our health. Having a balanced diet is always going to be better for us than fast food and sugary drinks. Another indicator of our health is the way we live our lives. This might be something like how much we exercise, or if we smoke and drink, or our sexual behaviors. Another big indicator is our genetics, and that's the one we don't have much control over. The hereditary information passed down from our parents, grandparents, great-grandparents, and so on also store the information about how likely we are to develop physically, the types of illnesses we're likely to suffer from, and even a bit about how we behave. These are just 3 reasons, and there are a lot more. But whatever the reason is, research can tell us more about it. But let's back up just a little bit. We need to talk about biospecimens for a second. So what is a biospecimen? Biospecimen is a shortened way of saying biological specimen. Biospecimens are used for research for various studies. They can be collected from everyone and be taken using several different methods. Let's take a look at some examples of common biospecimens that can be collected from the body. Hair, nails, and skin can all be collected as biospecimen samples. You might have given blood before. That's a biospecimen sample too. Have you ever given a urine sample for a job? Urine samples and stool samples are also examples of biospecimens. Your bone and saliva are 2 more examples. As you can see, almost anything taken from the body can be collected as a biospecimen for research purposes. So you might be thinking, okay, so what's the deal? What do you need to collect biospecimens for? That's a great question. Well, biospecimens carry important information about us, and they can be used in a lot of different kinds of research studies. Let's take a look at some examples of research where biospecimen samples are used. Biospecimen samples can be used to develop new tests, drugs, and treatments for different kinds of diseases like cancer. They can be used to find the causes of diseases or to better understand how those diseases are passed down in families. By studying biospecimen samples, we can get a better idea of why some groups of people have a greater risk of developing a certain disease than other groups. All biospecimen research helps scientists understand how genes affect health and illness. You might be wondering what happens when biospecimen samples are collected. Samples are assigned confidential ID numbers, that is, only the members of the research team will know the identities of the participants. They are then kept safe under lock and key in a biorepository, which is kind of like a library or a bank. Samples are kept there until they are used for research concerning different projects. Sometimes, a person who donates a biospecimen might change his or her mind about having their sample used for research, and that's totally fine. All they have to do is let the researcher know that they want to withdraw their sample. That sample will either be destroyed or returned to the donor. So why does this matter? Biospecimen samples contain important and unique information that would be helpful to researchers and scientists who are looking to improve the health quality of Pacific Islanders. This research will hopefully impact future generations. So, here are some takeaway points from today's lesson. 1. Biospecimens are samples that are collected from just about any part of the body. 2. Studying biospecimen samples can help scientists learn more about health and disease. 3. When biospecimens are collected, they are kept in a safe place called biorepositories, and they stay there until researchers are ready to use them. And 4. Biospecimen samples from Pacific Islanders can be used to help learn more about the diseases that affect Pacific Islanders the most. Please feel free to ask one of the team members after the video, and they can give you some additional information about biospecimens or biospecimen collection, or answer any questions you might have that weren't addressed here. I hope this video gave you a better understanding about biospecimens, and you can say that you're walking away with a little more information than you had before this lesson. Thank you for watching. Class dismissed! Woohoo!
Hafaneni na tiu na I flores inamu Debidi hasu na onaha na namu